Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the most iconic faces in gaming and a real cringe fest to those who are Nintendo and Mario fans. But not everyone who is a Nintendo and Mario fan is a Sonic hater. And for those who don't know why Sonic Forces is so important or why it matters, this video is for you. Sonic Forces hype keeps getting bigger and bigger, but why is that? And what does our furry blue friend have to offer in the gaming world? And why is he even featured in Nintendo media? It's time to take a closer look at what is considered by some people to be cringe and others useless. It's time for us to go beyond the game and see what lies behind the scenes of Sega and the Sonic team. Back in the 90s, the most iconic and popular face in gaming was Sonic the Hedgehog ever since his hit success with Sonic the Hedgehog, which was released in 1991, following Sonic 2, Sonic CD, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, leading up to the release of the Dreamcast and Sonic Adventure, which marked the golden age of Sonic games. Sonic Adventure not only ended the 90s with a big bang for Sega, but it set the standard by which every Sonic game is held up to. That is, if you ignore Big's part of the story, just like Zelda fans ignore the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time. This prosperity continued through 2000 with the release of Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. But then, the fall began. Shadow the Hedgehog, which was released in 2005 and developed in the USA, was set to be one of their next big hits. But the game was highly criticized for its gameplay, use of mild language, and multiple endings. And by multiple endings, I mean 10. The game left behind a great legacy because of its story though, in which Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic's rival, is trying to discover himself and who he is. But only true fans of the Sonic franchise will see this great heartfelt story for what it is. And this game is an essential key to understanding Shadow's character. Now, we get to 2006, and the fall has happened. Sega's Sonic team, trying to work on both a game for the 15th anniversary of Sonic and a title for the upcoming Wii, split, and the president resigned as a result of the split. What we got was nothing further from the two worst Sonic games ever made. Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, and Sonic and the Secret Rings. 2008 brings us Sonic Rivals, Sonic Rivals 2, Sonic Riders, a new racing series which has become Sega's trademark racing game for Sonic, and Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which were all fairly successful games. 2009 brings us Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, all successful games. But in the midst of this prosperity, something was going on in the shadows. Ken Penders, one of the top writers for the Sonic Universe Archie comics, had a lawsuit against Sega for using characters in Sonic Chronicles that were similar to the ones he created for the Archie comics. The lawsuit came to the understanding that Sega would not use the characters anymore, and that Archie would rewrite their timeline in the Sonic Universe comics, erasing anything that happened in their future, otherwise known as Light Mobius. However, Archie failed to entirely hold up to their end of the bargain, so Sega cut off their rights to make comics and gave that right over to IWD Comics. 2010 was a landmark in the Sonic franchise with the release of Sonic Colors. It introduced the Color Wisp and start to a new voice cast with the exception of Mike Polo. This game was an attempt to get more Mario fans to play Sonic games, and the game was a small success. Following this game was Sonic Generations, which was a huge success, and then Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, which were complete failures. While these games were being developed though, Sega signed a contract with Nintendo which stated that they would release every new Sonic game on a Nintendo console, and as a result of the contract, Sonic was, for the first time, featured in a Nintendo Direct with their upcoming games Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric and Sonic Lost World. Later DLC for Sonic Lost World featured a Zelda and Yoshi themed level, but neither of the games were ever released on any console outside of Nintendo. Now, in 2017, we get to the release of Sonic Mania, a game which was created to introduce a new generation to the roots of Sonic and to give Genesis fans another game to play which is a new, yet old experience. The game has done well so far and shows much promise in the coming months. What is truly significant about Sonic Mania though is that in an effort to make Sonic games more like the games in the Golden Age, they're not just going back to the adventure days. They're going back to the Genesis days and are exploring the roots of Sonic to discover what made Sonic gaming so iconic in the first place. Sounds awful familiar to me. The one thing to note about Mania is that it wasn't developed by Sega. It was actually developed by Christian Whitehead and was supervised by producer Takashi Iizuka, and this was a fan project which became a reality. Now we await Sonic Forces. Now where did Sonic Forces begin? Development for Sonic Forces began around 2013 and was first mentioned at the Tokyo Joyfulest Sonic 25th Party on June 25th, 2016 under the name Project Sonic 2017. The subtitle Forces were chosen because of the themes of power and army, with two strong forces, Sonic and Company versus Eggman, facing off one another in the game. The game was announced at Sega's 25th anniversary of the series at the San Diego Comic-Con on July 22nd, 2016, where it was announced alongside Sonic Mania. The game will be developed by Sonic Team, the same team that had previously developed Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, and will be headed by Sonic series veteran Takashi Iizuka. The presence of classic and modern Sonic led some journalists to believe that it was a sequel to Sonic Generations, but Iizuka confirmed that it was not a sequel but a new standalone title. Soon after, it was unveiled that the game will be an evolution of Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, and features a new game engine developed for this title called the Hedgehog Engine 2. Now, the plot of the game so far is that Eggman, Sonic's arch nemesis, has taken over 99% of the world thanks to a new power which is believed to be infinite. A new villain who possibly has the ability to travel between either dimensions or through time. Assisting Eggman is Shadow, Chaos, Zavok, and Metal Sonic. What is interesting about this lineup is that Chaos is one of the villains, and Chaos has not been seen in a Sonic game since Sonic Battle, with the exception of Perfect Chaos and Generations. Chaos is the protector of the Chao, and closely connected to the Master Emerald and French Chikov. With his presence in the game, it could mean that the Master Emerald is an important part in the game and in the story. Another interesting thing is that we might see the return of the Death Egg due to the comment made by Knuckles in the gameplay demo, stating the fact that there were a lot of Death Egg robots. The Resistance has also made its first appearance in the Sonic games and has only been called that in the comics and TV shows, maybe stating that some of the Freedom Fighters might make an appearance in future Sonic titles, or that Eggman is a real threat to the world and that Sega is finally ready to make him a true force to be reckoned with, and not that puny doctor we beat again and again and again. We defeat this guy every time. It's like it's our job or something. Sorry, couldn't resist with that pun. The real question that everyone is asking though is, who is Infinite? And has Sonic finally met his match? One thing's for sure, Generations is canon, and this scene right here proves it. Right here behind Infinite you can see the time gate from Generations. So, this means that everyone is a year older in Sonic Forces. Nice to know everyone is growing up and becoming more mature. Now we get to the next section, the gameplay. Sonic Forces has 4 different ways to play. The first is the modern Sonic style, akin to the style of Colors and Generations, and otherwise known as the Boost formula. The second way is classic Sonic style, which has been known to be solely 2D. However, some gamers who have played the demo claim that they had to push a button down to crouch instead of pushing the joystick down in order to perform a spin dash. Could this mean that Classic Sonic will get his own 3D levels? The third way is the custom character, which has caused much controversy in the fanbase, but it looks pretty smooth so far. The fourth and final way so far is their tag team style, which so far has been only shown with Sonic and the custom character, but is very similar to the tag team style of gameplay seen in Sonic Heroes. During gameplay, the characters give advice to the player and make random comments and remarks as you make it to certain points of the level. This is the liveliest the characters have been in years, and it's a good change for the series. So, with Mania getting the best score of any Sonic game in the last 15 years, and the ever-growing hype for Sonic Forces, the question is, can Sonic come back from the dead and remind everyone why he was the most iconic face in gaming back in the 90s, and an important part of gaming history? Only time will tell, and no amount of negative talk about Sonic is ever going to make the game sell better, or restore the negative bias that many gamers have towards him. But let's look at the odds anyway. We have the story, which has an unexpected plot twist in the fact that Eggman has conquered 99% of the world. We have the gameplay, which is akin to Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, which were very successful games, the gameplay from the Genesis era, and a new style which is yet to be discovered, and we have many potential surprises which include involvement of the Master Emerald, the Death Egg, and a new villain which is edgier than Shadow and more mysterious than Methods. Heck, the game is even going to be priced at $40 US, which I think is a bargain in many ways. If it makes you feel any better though, the game was supposed to release last year along with Sonic Mania, but since they wanted to make sure the games were as good as possible, they were delayed. Think about it this way, what would Sonic 06 have been if they had delayed it a year instead of releasing it for the 15th anniversary of the Sonic series? A whole lot better, that's for sure. But then, if they had delayed it a year, they might have actually succeeded, and then Liz would have become Sonic's official girlfriend eventually. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather see Amy become Sonic's girlfriend sooner than any human, or bat, become his girlfriend in a million years. Sega's quality control is much better now than it was then, and I'm glad. So, what do you think? Can Sonic Forces bring Sonic back as far as the 3D games are concerned, or will it sink it deeper than ever before? Leave your comments and opinions in the comments below. This has been a challenge to make and write, but it is finished. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more gaming analysis, news, and theories. Have a blessed week, guys and girls, and I'll see you soon with my next video in my Beyond the Game series.